Hello, everybody. This is Fernando for the latest aliens and UFOs encounters video. Thought I would mix another one of these in here while I'm continuing to do your mysteries and disappearances suggestions. There were some good views last time with the last aliens encounters, so I thought I would definitely showcase another one here as a treat for you fans. This one is with a twist. Rather than, let's say, happening at the usual middle of nowhere location that these alien encounters seem to occur, in this case, it was actually at a theme park called Kings Island that's located somewhere there in Ohio. I'm going to include some pictures of that theme park, specifically of some of the locations that apparently this encounter happened at, and it happened throughout multiple spots too. So those of you that know that area, that are there and can visit that theme park called Kings Island, you're in luck because there's a good chance you may encounter what these poor people did as far as their alien encounter. But you're looking at a representation of it now. It comes from the reddit.com website. They're from the subreddit Alien Encounters. The user's name is Name Cole, and they titled theirs as, "I saw this almost 8 months ago, and I still can't get it out of my head." Very good experience, and I'll share it here just now. And then I'll give my own thoughts and opinions on it afterward. So here's what they stated. "A few months ago, I saw something I cannot explain. I've been trying to put this on Reddit, but it keeps getting banned for some reason, which almost makes me think that I'm onto something. I created a Reddit account just so I could tell this story without being looked at like I'm out of my mind. It was a Saturday in October about noon. I was with some of my friends and colleagues at a theme park called Kings Island. It is a wonderful place, very high quality, actually has been upvoted as America's favorite theme park on more than one occasion. But while me and my friends were having fun, feeling like kids again, something without us knowing was watching and listening. I was the first one to feel it. I thought I was insane at first, but I'm not sure anymore. I just felt very uneasy, and I was getting that someone or something is watching me feeling a lot. I also saw something at the corner of my eye 3 times, but whenever I looked, it would vanish. After the 3rd time, I noticed Lizzie, my friend, and John, my boyfriend, having similar uneasy expressions, looking to the side a lot as well. I whispered in John's ear, 'Do you keep seeing that too?' And he said, 'Yeah.' He replied. I then whispered into Lizzie's ear, and she said the same thing. We were having fun and didn't want to spoil the fun, so we just decided it must have been a kid hiding behind a tree, waiting to jump out and say boo to a friend. Still, we couldn't wipe away how uneasy we felt. Now, I read stories on Reddit without an account about paranormal or weird crap happening to people. I always see variations of the quote, chill down my spine, and I've never really experienced that. Something about that kid, though, felt wrong. I felt that chilling feeling over and over again. And so we decided to head over to Orion when I heard something that scared me so much I thought my eyeballs were going to fall out of my skull, and I gagged on my own tongue. I heard a snap. I swear something was behind us and stepped on something that broke. And so we all looked behind us, and lying behind us was a lit up sword that was now snapped in half. John tried to reassure me and Lizzie by saying this is a popular park, a visitor must have stepped on it, but that was just a problem. This park is normally full of people. In fact, seconds ago it was. I never cussed, but my God, it was too effing quiet. The only sound we heard was the wind rocking the swings on the swing ride back and forth, making the overused metal squeak. And so we just kept moving, thinking nothing of it, but oh my God, who could have broken that toy? Nobody was there. And the path is a straight shot. There was no way someone could have broken it without us seeing them. And so we got in line for Orion, which is a ride that's there. And although the line for that one is usually long, it was very short this time. John, being the bro that he is, kept trying to keep our mind off of this whole thing. He said, we got lucky with our timing, huh? And so I wanted to get my mind off it too, so I let out a pathetic little giggle. We got on the ride, 2nd row from front. The rest of our friends filled the 4 other rows. The announcer turned on her microphone and said, "Here we go, up and away on Orion. Enjoy your ride and the rest of your day at Kings Island." And then the ride began. We were at the very top of the hill when John violently shook me and pointed at the woods, where we saw trees now moving in a path like something was jumping from tree to tree. It was actually very terrifying. We went down the hill, and as we were going hundreds of miles per hour, I swear I could make out a small, inhuman face looking at us as we rode the coaster. When we got off, we heard something that sounded like a human scream, but it wasn't a human scream. It almost sounded human, but it sounded more like it could be an animal. About 4 hours later, the sun was going down. My friends Amy and Kyle offered to buy us some of the famous Kings Island ice cream. It was an offer we couldn't refuse. And after a few more rides, it was time for the fireworks show before the closing. So we get an idea where we were. We were just then going to go off to the Diamondback when the rest of the friends wanted to ride Mystic Timbers before it closes because of the lack of a line. John and Easy felt bad leaving me alone after we got spooked, and we still couldn't wipe that something's watching us vibe. Once again, when we were nearby Action Zone, another ride, it got too quiet again, and we saw something we will never forget. It was crawling on all fours. It had eyes that glowed yellow. Its skin was green, and it had scales all over its body. It started standing up on its legs, and it was huge. It was tall, at least 7 feet 5 inches, and then the thing spoke. The thing screeched and said something under its breath. None of us could make out any words other than harm, run, and feed. And then it ran into the woods right after that. We didn't get any sleep, and since then we haven't told anyone about it. It was today when I saw a number of people claiming to see a yellow-eyed creature all through Mason and Cincinnati, Ohio, that I knew it was time to make a Reddit account and share this story. If anyone has seen this creature, do tell. Thank you for hearing me out. If you know what this thing is, tell me. Until then, goodbye. Then that's it. That's everything that the user named Cole mentioned in their pretty eerie encounter. So let's go ahead and let's talk about that here. Once again, this happened at a theme park. First time ever that I'm mentioning something along these lines, either on the aliens, UFO, or even on the ghost spirits, cryptids, and monsters side. So this is a first when it comes to my channel. In actuality, a couple of years back, there was a ghost story that I mentioned about. Closest thing I know of as far as anything interesting happening at a theme park is apparently in Dallas, the Six Flags that's there. There's a ghost of a little girl that haunts one of the locations. I think it's one of the gift shops that's there. That's the closest I have when it comes to anything as far as telling that stuff on my channel, but nothing along this lines, like an actual encounter. So again, if you want to experience something like this, and you're nearby Kings Island, or you know what that is, there in Ohio, go ahead, check it out. Apparently, you're going to have to visit several rides in order to do so. You may have to go to a ride that's called, I think it was called the Orion, if I'm not mistaken, which is apparently like one of the largest rides there. And then you'll get to go to another ride, which is a place called Action Zone. Then another one called Diamondback, and then those are the opportunities that you'll have to see this thing, maybe hear it first. Obviously, they mentioned that there was a big scream, and then that's when they saw it, and then that's when you'll be able to potentially have that chance too. It wouldn't be too hard because, according to what the user mentioned, it moves very, very fast. It was, and the way it was reading in my mind, it almost moves as fast as like one of those predator creatures. Like it's silent, it's almost invisible, and it moves in a very quick motion. Like you see it on the corner of your eye, but then you think it's there and it's not. It's already gone at that point. But at the end, it made its presence known. 7.5 feet tall, standing on its legs. It had a huge look to it, eyes that glowed yellow, skin that was green, and it had scales. So if you have a chance, you may see something along those lines with regards to the area. The only thing I think of as to why it stayed so well hidden, because you got to figure this is a theme park. There's cameras everywhere. There's bound to be something that would have captured this creature somewhere. The only thing I think of is that it's able to just stay and hug those areas involving the woods or those forest/trees. You know how theme parks always have that. They always are surrounded by next to nothing. Like they're purposely built like outside of a city, but close to a city, enough for people to travel, but there's nothing really surrounding it. It's the same thing over at the Six Flags in San Antonio that I visit periodically. And so this is a thing that could easily be around there, and then that way it's able to just live and then periodically make its appearance known, as it did when it was almost hunting these people. So was it a cryptid? I don't know. Was it an alien? Well, it definitely put it under the encounters here on the alien encounters. So at least that's what the user thought. Have there been others that have seen it? Apparently, people are claiming that they have seen yellow-eyed creatures all throughout Mason and Cincinnati, Ohio, according to the user. So there could be a chance that there could be more experiences too. But let me know what you guys think. Please, if you're local and you know about this spot, and I have had, just the other day, someone posted, Gomor Kyle was kind enough to post his experience, or that he visited a location called Shiloh. So those of you that are visiting these spots and you visit a specific location that's tied to one of my videos, post it in the comments. Let me know what happens afterward. I'm sure there's others that would love to see that too. All right, everybody. Thanks again as always. Take care.